Welcome back to the Awkward Thinking Podcast. I'm Stacks.
That was aggressive as fuck. I'm Vince.
And we are the Awkward Thinkers.
That was aggressive as fuck.
We got a fucking man hater with us today. She's here again to talk about how she hates fucking men. We have the lovely Doneska in the building. Woo!
You brought your nigga hating energy today?
I wake up every morning and I say, how can I hate a nigga today? And that is what I do, you know? That's just how I am.
All right, so we're going to do this thing where we usually call it pet peeve court, but it's not up for debate. So what is your not up for fucking debate today? Or just what's your pet peeve that niggas has been doing that you haven't been fucking with lately?
I think one of my biggest pet peeves is like people disagreeing with me. Just because I don't care. Okay, I'm not at the maturity level to listen to two sides of things right now. I don't give one damn about the opposing view. It's like a big pet peeve for me.
That's it?
Yeah, I just hate that. Like, what are you disagreeing with me for?
I don't agree with that.
Because well, I'm like clearly right. So what you disagreeing with me for? That's dumb.
What's your pet peeves been lately, Vince?
If you work in the food service, bitch, bring customer service with my meal.
Oof. Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna need that. I'm not saying you're not entitled to have a bad day, but I ain't part of your bad day. Like, if you at work, if you can't be mad at me for showing up to buy food from your job that gives you money, like, you signed up for that. You knew what you was getting into. That has nothing to do with me and what I'm doing. So, yeah, y'all need to have some better attitudes. And when you niggas who buying food, of course, need to have good attitudes too.
Yeah, my mommy is such a mean lady when it comes to that.
I be having to check my mother. My mother be a little wild sometimes.
To the people.
This isn't right. A girl, okay.
Or it's the way you say something. Jeez. And it's like, when you on that other end, don't say that to me like that. I don't want to hear that.
One pickle, though. One pickle. Like,
see, my thing is with that, though. I work in the food industry, right? And it's a lot of nasty shit. So, like, people who do that, like, I'm not wearing gloves. I worked in the food industry, people. But, yeah, people are not wearing gloves. Like, motherfuckers is just like, please, if you think you're about to play around or think they're handling your food, you have to eat it. I get the last laugh. Like, niggas who used to work at McDonald's, like, nigga, we used to never wear fucking gloves. A person said extra onions, I fucking dipped my whole hand in the fucking onions and gave them a fucking sandwich with all the fucking dehydrated onions they could eat imaginably.
The fucking person was me.
It's like, no, for real. Like, I hate ignorant fucking people when it comes to drive-thrus. Like, working fast food will really make you hate people that come and
you
do that shit. You
can't be disrespectful to people who handle your food.
Even like, if you're being nice to people will still literally be on some ignorant shit. But you can't
be... Like, that's one thing I've always been taught as a kid. Don't disrespect people who got to handle your food, especially if you can't see them. Because anything can happen. That burger can fall on the ground. Them niggas will pick that bitch up, put it right back on there. Remember Troy?
Oh, yeah.
This nigga used to... The burgers would fall up under the fucking... up under...
Yeah.
And it will fall up under... He would take them bitches, put them right back in there, and we'll put them on the grill.
When my husband make me mad, I put a lot of red pepper flakes in his food.
You trying to kill?
I ain't gonna lie. The more you tell, the more you tell.
Is this a safe space for you?
He was like, "This is spicy."
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hey, I see you're bored looking at us every single week, every single Thursday, but you have yet to subscribe. Why? We're gonna keep doing this every week, so make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the Awkward Thinking page and follow us at Awkward Thinking. Share our stuff, man. Share our stuff. Hear it before the buzz.
Any fucking awkward confessions?
These are my confessions.
Okay, nobody in the world judge me, please.
They're gonna judge you, but go ahead.
Don't say one time at band camp.
No, not one time at band camp. One time, I was like 5 years old. I was in McDonald's. And I think I told you this story, did I?
No, I just remember my story.
I was at McDonald's and there was a gum underneath the table and
Oh.
Nah.
I took the gum and I chewed.
Oh my god.
And I chewed it, but I didn't mean.
You're sick.
Oh, what?
That's sick. That's sick.
Oh, they're gonna rip you a fucking part.
She ain't man, but she chewing chew gum.
Okay, I was 5. I didn't hate men when I was 5.
Oh my god. So, it's just because that threw me off.
Okay, it was only I didn't know what I was doing.
And that's okay. That's 5.
I got one.
Go ahead.
All right, so I was young too. I was like 4 or 5, and I vividly remember this happening. When I was a kid, like I said, 4 or 5, I used to randomly just shit on the floor.
What kind of menace are you? What menace?
But look, it was sick. It was sick. Like, I remember waking
Outside?
up. Listen, no, it would be inside the house.
Oh my god, why?
Oh my god.
Listen, I don't fucking know. I wouldn't even say I was an ignorant kid, but it was just
Your mind doesn't comprehend.
It wasn't. It was. I don't know, because it was like, I feel like the first time I did it, somebody was in the bathroom. Like, the bathroom was like, I couldn't get into the bathroom and I had to shit, so I went into the closet and
all of
shit
these
it in the
answers
closet.
are very traumatizing and embarrassing.
It
actually.
is. And I went upstairs. I mean, so boom, I left the shit there. I ain't think nothing of it. I ain't think nothing of it. I swear to God, I did not think nothing of it. And then a few days later, I did it again. I shit it upstairs in the attic. And I'm not thinking nothing of it, because it's like, they go blame it on the dog.
So you knew?
Yes, I'm like they're gonna blame it on the fucking dog.
Imagine somebody be like, this looks like some grown man shit.
That's what happened. So my mother friend, she was over there, and she was just walking through the house, and I guess it was upstairs, and I shit it in the attic. But our attic was one of them attics people could actually live in and shit. Like, so, and it's painted and shit, and it was like, I remember, because the shit was like copper. It was a copper color, and I remember going up there with my mother and the lady, and we see shit on the floor. I'm acting surprised. I'm like, I'm like, Ma, it's poop on the floor.
How did the dog get in the attic?
I don't. Well, the attic door used to be open. My brother used to stay
But doesn't the
in
attic go like up?
The stairs. Nah, we have stairs.
Oh, y'all said stay down.
Yeah, our stairs connected to our attic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the dog could go up there.
Yeah. So
So you weren't a dumb kid.
I wasn't. I was never a dumb kid.
Oh my gosh, I started to think about the saliva in that gum.
Yeah, that
Oh
is
my
true.
gosh, why didn't I think of that? It's okay. Many toothbrushes later,
My thing is, all right, speaking of shit,
Please.
I'm sorry, Malik. So I had roosters one fucking day.
Oh my gosh.
And this is before me and Vince's roommates, but I'm coming from his house. I'm driving from his house, and I had like Donkey and Carolina Gold mixed, right? So I didn't think nothing of it, but like, you ever have a fart that stop, but it's hot? It just lead off hot, so it stops. So I'm like, oh shit, I perk up. I'm like, all right, I gotta go shit. Woo, woo, woo. So as I'm going, it's just like still there. Like, usually a shit would go past. So it's just still there.
That bitch stupid.
So now I'm in the car and my legs is just shaking. I'm like, whoo. And I put on the air because I'm like, I need air on me. I need to not be hot. I need to not get comfortable type shit like that. So I'm like literally like, you know that stop sign that's like before you turn to the school? Not like Central, like, all right, so you know that little shack?
Yeah.
Yeah, that turn, right? So I just know the fucking gas pedal just starts slowly going like slow. The car starts slowly going slow as shit. And I was just like, oh, here it come. Here it come.
Oh, no.
And I shit it on myself in his car.
So I had on these like Ethicas, but thank God I had on Ethicas because they tight. So like the shit was kind of trapped and it didn't slide down.
Y'all worse than me, bro. This isn't even awkward confession. This is trifling ass confession. This is trifling nasty confession.
I just got like all this shit. I'm trying to like not let the shit touch me, but I damn near got to sit, so it's like shit in his seat, shit on the fucking thing. I wiped it out, and then it's like white people always find a way just to come at the wrong time. Like,
yeah.
So they're like I'm literally dick out everything. They're like, hey, can we help you? I was like, no, I'm good. I'm okay. Bro, I threw this fucking boxes of all this shit outside the window. Yeah, and I wiped his car clean.
Bro, so you're dirty.
Everybody who sat in Malik's car, guess what? You sat in my shit.
I sat in Malik's car.
So yeah.
That is terrible, Nas. And you never told him that.
No, not until now. Not until we had this platform. So there we have it.
Oh my God.
I tried to tell him, but he didn't believe me. But I think the second time telling him, I think he's gonna believe this time. Yeah. But let's get into our fucking topics, man. Since you're such a big ass man hater in the world.
Oh my gosh.
And you know that you hate men.
Oh my goodness.
So why do you think men shouldn't have podcasts? Because we're men with podcasts. So why do you think men shouldn't have podcasts since you hate men?
I don't think men shouldn't have podcasts.
Okay, so why you don't think? Well, you shouldn't. Whatever the fuck you're saying. You know what you mean.
I know.
What?
I don't know.
All right, so why do you know, we both got Twitters and shit. Well, I don't know if you got your Twitter no more. You said you keep.
Please, let's not bring it up.
Ooh. But social media could be a really negative place for black men and black women. What's your thoughts on that?
I think we're our biggest like critiquers, of course. So I think what is starting to happen is like I think women are trying their hardest to say what men should be doing, and men are trying their hardest to say what women should be doing, and no set is teaching their own set. Do you see what I'm saying? So like, while you do have to teach men what to do within romantic relationships, you shouldn't have to teach a man how to be a man. Like, he should already come a man, and vice versa. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's why we is the way we is right now.
So what is in your eyes? What is a man? What is, because you say you got to teach a man how to be a man. So what is in your eyes the scope of what being a man? Like, oh, you look at this man and you say, oh, this is a man.
For me, a man of principle is always a man to me. So someone that's just not easily moved by anything. So for you to be really big on principle and your values and your moral systems, regardless of like what life is throwing at you, I think like that's my number one thing. Man of principle, man of God, just because that's how I grew up. So those are the things that I actually value. And protectiveness, that's just something I always correlated with men, like protectiveness, and being honorable. That like when I think of like a freaking knight in shining armor, like that's what I think a man it should be, like a freaking
God-fearing man,
like just like I don't know, just like a prince. I blame movies for that though. Like I love like rom-coms. So like I always expect for like a man to be like a certain way based off of literally everything that I've watched.
So you expect every black man to act like a white man, because that's usually what rom-coms have.
Excuse me, have you seen Hitched? Thank you.
Nobody.
That was a white movie. Hitch was a white movie.
Hitch was not a white movie.
Hitch was a white movie.
Yes,
No, it was not.
Hitch was not. You want to know what's a rom-com? Booty Call. Booty Call is a rom-com. You've never seen?
I hate Booty Call.
Booty Call is a rom-com.
Booty Call is not a rom-com.
That's a rom-com.
No.
Why does it
Think Like a Man?
Love Jones. Yeah,
Awesome.
Think Like a Man.
Love-com. I mean, not love-com. Nigga. Rom-com.
Yeah, I agree.
But when I look at those men in like the movies and stuff, honestly, those were the things that I like compared to men. Like, I was just like, oh, he's like strong and like, I don't know, like just valuable and I mean, not valuable and like has values and stuff like that. That's just what I correlate to like a man being a man. Protectiveness and order. Like order.
So what made you practice misandry since you're such a fucking man hater?
I think now, I think this generation of men made me like just say like, oh yeah, I don't like y'all.
But you're not even in a dating pool to
So?
I mean, okay.
Has social media taught you not to like us, or has it just personally been your experience?
I think life taught me not to like men. Like, and I don't mean to say it like that, but like when you see, think about like all the BS like people see like their mom go through with men. I saw that, and some people would repeat it, and me, I was like, I hate you niggas, and I'm coming for y'all. One by one. So I think life experiences made me be like, yeah, I don't like y'all for real. And y'all are lazy, mean little bastards. Except for my man. My man. So.
See, I feel like I have a different experience because I was raised with brothers and sisters, you know, and my parents, like, my parents, I never seen like my parents fight. Like they've never like physically fought or anything. I've seen them, of course, argue and shit. But it seemed like my mother was always the aggressor. My father never was like disrespectful or anything. Like never called her out her name and shit. Like nothing like that. So I never saw that. But within my sisters used to beat up their boyfriends. Like one of my sisters used to like really manhandle this nigga, and I used to have to feel bad for him because it's like you can't hit her back because if you hit her like, and they used to fight and shit, but it's like I guess I witnessed that side of women, you know, doing what they do. So I've always looked at shit like
Through a different lens.
Yeah, everything that we do, I won't say it's equal, but I do feel like we all do the same shit, and it just
For sure.
it's what you choose to see. Yeah.
Hey, I see you're bored looking at us every single week, every single Thursday, but you have yet to subscribe. Why? We're gonna keep doing this every week, so make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the Awkward Thinking page, and follow us at Awkward Thinking. Share our stuff, man. Share our stuff. Hear it before the buzz.
That's about it.
So since you over here saying my man and shit like that, so tell us how about Marriage Young. Let's talk about it.
Do you feel like talking about that?
Yeah, I can. I think Marriage Young is pretty cool. Like, I have, like, so much fun, honestly. I think the only stressful part of Marriage Young is you're figuring yourself out while also figuring someone else out as a unit, right? So I think that life will always continue. Like, everyone, like, asks me, like, are you sure you were ready? I'm like, no. Like, no one is ready for marriage. But, like, I think that's the biggest thing. You just, like, you have to, like, literally sit and figure out, like, so much stuff together now. And then, I think for anyone, that'll be, like, an obstacle. For me, that's difficult because I wasn't used to, and I had a discussion with my mommy the other day. I was like, I love being in control so bad, so bad, but it was because I grew up in a house with my little brother where my mommy was going to work and I was at home, so this my house. You see what I'm saying? So now, like, I'm conjoined to this other person, and we have to like say like this is our decision right here. So now like that controlling side of me is like dwindled. That's my major struggle. What I found though is that anytime I struggle with something in my relationship with God, it's the same struggle within my marriage, which is so like, it's just, that's always been really crazy to me, especially how like with my belief system, that you always compare it to like Christ in the church. So like your husband would be like the representation of Christ and you would be the church, and that's why like he's to love you like Christ loves the church. And I was like, nigga, you know how much Christ loved the church? Like a lot. You know how much, and that's why, you know, I'm a menace because, you know.
So I feel like
think about all the stuff the churches do to Christ, and then God is just be like, okay.
Thank you for that.
What?
So what I was saying with that is
He's understanding.
Necessarily like, all right, through the times Mary was pregnant at 14, and you know,
Okay,
people get married in the early ages, 13, 12, 16, whatever. But now it seems that when you get married at 21, 20, 19, it's frowned upon. Why do you think that? I'm on the perspective of,
I don't think not our marriage. I don't think I was thinking about this today. I don't think our generation values tradition anymore. But what's funny is that like we don't value traditions, and then we get mad when things aren't the same anymore, which is just like y'all are dumb. Like that doesn't make sense. Like y'all always say like, well, nobody is, these men out here aren't doing, but it's because no one is teaching marriage. Like nobody is teaching like things in the correct way, I believe. I think it's frowned upon now because we've had a bunch of single parents teaching us that we need to value our like academic accolades and things like that before we do our personal lives, which is fine. But I think with that, you had to think about who was teaching us. You see what I'm saying? Like at first, because my mom's married now, but at first my mom was a single mother and my dad was a single dad. So they were like teaching me like education first, babies later, marriage later, all these things. And I'm looking at it and I'm just like, like that made us, if you think about it, because the millennials that raised us were really freaking deep into their toxic relationships, in my opinion, into all those toxic relationships. So they taught us, hey, don't focus on that. But if you think about it, y'all niggas' parents wasn't married. Like no one brought us up. I mean, you did. But like no one brought us up in households of marriages. So we had all these people that weren't married teaching us that marriage shouldn't be a goal.
My aunts and uncles had them type of marriage where it was like they had the ring, but they was still fucking around. Yeah, they just like, they was one of those like we married, but we got boyfriends and girlfriends type shit.
No.
But like we it's too much money to get a divorce. Like that's what it is.
I just think I don't know. Like I didn't have representation of what marriages were when I was younger, but I had TV. And, you know, this is odd. But my wife and kids, I said, I'm going to be Jay and my husband is going to be Michael.
Big J or Little J?
What?
Big J or Little J? Because Jay got big and a little... I just admired... Shut up. She did.
I just admired their relationship.
Because I think they was one of the first like black family stories where it was not about us struggling or nothing, crazy shit.
They were just...
We going through regular life shit.
But it's just like, imagine... I know that my children are going to grow up in a home where like marriage is looked upon as this beautiful thing. I don't think people taught us that. Nobody taught us that like marriage was this beautiful thing, and that's why we don't value it in the same lens as we value like no matter how many degrees I get, no matter how many promotions I get, anything like that, my number one accomplishment right now is me being a wife. Like, well, after being a child of God, of course, it's me being a wife. Like, and it's just because the level of, for me, the level of distinction and honor that holds is like unmatched toward anything else. My personal goals will always outweigh anything else within my life. Not saying that those aren't important, but I think that nobody taught us personal goals. And because of that, now we have all these people with degrees, and this is great that we have all these degrees and these wonderful careers, but we go to a home and we have all these mental illnesses, all this loneliness.
You can still have that in a marriage, though.
I'm not saying that you don't, but I'm saying like no one teaches us the importance of having these personal goals. Mm-hmm. Like even and I wasn't even talking about marriage there. I was just talking about like self. Like no one is teaching us personal. I feel like no one is teaching us personal. Like the goals that my mom and my father instilled in me were always just educational or correct. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So they were just like, we focus so much on us that like they taught me to focus so much on like education and career and stuff like that. And I like had to sit down one day and reflect and be like those aren't the things that I knew that those weren't the things that I valued the most. Mm-hmm. Like they just
those
weren't.
Are things you were taught to value. Well, I mean, not saying marriage, but at least with marriage and shit, or with a stable family, you can see that and be like, that's something I can want. Yeah. And that's something I can want not just for me but for other people. Not saying you can't do that with a degree or diploma, but you know, shit, having a degree or diploma don't guarantee you the job.
And having sex while married is so awesome sauce.
It's the same.
No,
shit,
it's
bro.
not.
It's
Sex while you're married literally feels like worship.
Right now, you like I don't know, like I hear. Like I'm just saying, like, because you're a newlywed, so this is like something that I feel like a newlywed would say. Mm-hmm. But like I would genuinely want to hear 10 years later you having that same viewpoint of saying
I think I will.
Sex is great versus hey man, we get our 2 or 3 minutes in or 5 minutes in and we good.
I think you can still definitely have great sex 10 years into the thing.
No, bro, I'm not.
There's
what?
no, bro.
You don't think after 10 years you still people still have
it's the same.
But look though, after 10 years, you've learned so much about that person. Body? Yeah, and now you can do stuff that nobody else was able to do.
Yesterday,
I'm gonna put
Joe Corn made me.
What? He made you what? He made you a water fountain?
Through like holding on to my neck, like pressing a part of my neck, y'all. Like, what is that?
I just think, yeah, it's cool. It's cool, but
no,
like,
that person, no, sex when you're married is literally
you're a newlywed.
Worship. Oh my gosh.
You're a newlywed.
It is worship.
I know from the marriages, like I don't want to say this on air.
What?
I'm just thinking about my family backlash. All right, I just know for a fact that people that's married in my family that are married, I know they're tired of that. It's like the same. You have to find other shit than just the sex at that point. Because
but that's why you can't just base your relationship off of just sex.
Right. But like when you say it's like so holy mackerel, like good, it don't.
Why do you think like not? Why do you think?
I think that sex isn't special anymore to you because you've exploited your body to so many different people.
I mean,
did you just call him a hoe?
She did in the most articulate way.
I'm sorry,
but no, it's
but
not
I'm
even.
Just saying,
it's not even that, bro.
I do think that like sex isn't special anymore. Like, and that's sad. That is so sad, and it's not in you. Like, I don't know. Like, sex is a beautiful thing, especially when you are. Like when you're married to that, like that is a beautiful connection.
I don't think you got to be married for the connection to be there. I'm not knocking like, you and your connection. No,
I'm not saying that, but I feel like I don't know from me noticing the difference. It literally feels like worship. Like it feels so like.
But okay, so what about to us who aren't? We're not religious, so like we don't have that. I feel like
I don't know what you
do. Because that's my point though. What you doing is you're connecting it to something else, so then you build it up. And I'm not saying the sex still ain't good, because I do think sex can be good 10 years down the road, but it's not the worship thing. I think you can just the more you learn somebody's body, the better the sex will be. And the more you feel for that person, the more you care for that person, the better the sex will be.
Yeah. My belief system is kind of different from that, but it's okay.
I don't know. I just felt like
Nas, I think shit. Because like I think you feel that way because you exploited your body to so many different people.
No, it's not that, because I've had really great sexual experiences with different women. Like, it's just not one of those things where it's just like, all right, well, damn, this is really it. This is nothing new. This is going to be the same amount of tricks for a couple years, and then she might switch it up year 5 or year. Like,
no,
it's only but so much you can fucking do.
But that's
it's like if like she just told us a fucking foot press in her fucking foot. Is giving her a sensation.
Hold on.
If you're finding all these points after a while, it's like, all right, put it like this. I'll put it in an analogy like this, bro. You play the same game over and over again. You know the same storyline. You know what's about to happen. You know this is the same fucking video game until they have downloadable content.
Right.
But you cannot compare it to that, because when you're with one person, everything grows. So you can't compare it to one video game. You have to compare it to one console.
If your husband got chopped off, would you be content for the rest of your life?
What? Why would you say that?
I'm just saying. Would you be
Why
content for the rest?
was that so extreme? That was so extreme. You just took it so far.
Same thing, because that's
you just took it very far.
That's not a handicap.
If my dick get cut off, best believe I'm filing disability, because what am I gonna do?
What, you mean like would I still be with him, or will we still find?
Yeah, would you still find that like?
I would still be with him. I would just have to find a new pleasure point for him. I don't know how I would do that, but why are you laughing?
I don't know. It's just funny.
I just feel like I don't know. I love pleasing my husband.
That's good.
I do.
I'm happy for you.
Thanks.
But I would say with the game reference, it's just the same way you can play GTA, but when they added the online version, that's all it is. All you do is keep adding shit and spicing it up.
I don't think that's what like it is. I think within
that was actually a good analogy, but
I think within my let me just say relationships. I think within relationships, it's like a console and just a bunch of different games. And I say that because like I said, like life advances and there's so many different parts of a person that can be brought into the bedroom that you can't limit it to just one thing. This spot?
Yes, I've been holding that bitch in. I'm sorry. I needed to. It don't smell.
It's about that time where we leave you a positive message to get through the week. A special guest, man hater.
Anushka.
Yeah. So, before you have sex, drink 4 bottles of water. And
go ahead,
what?
Please, go ahead. Drink 4 bottles of water. What else?
And why did you do that like that?
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Forget my thought. Before you have sex, drink 4 bottles of water and drink some organic cinnamon tea.
Don't tell us you just pissed all over the bed.
No, I
You had to fucking.
So you don't get dehydrated.
What's your positive message to get through the week?
Be with people who you fucking want to be with. That's it. Just be with a person you want to be with, like
forever and ever.
Think about marriage before you do it.
Does that take?
Yeah, think about marriage before you do it, and also
just get married.
Just understand this is probably going to be the pussy that you have for the rest of your fucking life.
It's probably some great tight super soaker pussy.
Just enjoy it. Enjoy yourself. With that being said, I'm Nas.
I'm Vince.
Special guest.
I'm Don Dada.
Thank you for being awkward with us. See you next week.
Woo!